So let's talk the VivziePop drama. VivziePop, or Vivz, as I will refer to her as from now on, is a comic artist slash animator. She's mostly popular for her comic Zoophobia and her videos Timber and Die Young. She animated one of her characters in the Die Young video by Kesha. But she has also been working on this like new series, Has Been Hotel. I'm sure a lot of people know about it. But with the release of the pilot came a bunch of detractors. A bunch of allegations resurfaced, and they're not. I'm gonna talk about them now. So, first of all, I want to make note. This is not scripted, so I will be stumbling over my words, and I will kind of blank and shit like that. But, I'm sorry, I don't have the time to make a script right now. Second of all, I'm primarily gonna be reading off the thread I made, because I was annoyed. I made a thread on Twitter. And thirdly, I'm going to leave links both to my original thread, another thread by RoboFriend, who goes a lot more in depth about the whole thing, and the original thread that accused Vivz of a bunch of shit, and lastly the apology slash explanation that somebody posted, because she posted something on Tumblr, and somebody was like, oh yeah, some people might have a problem finding it, so here the entire thing is. But yeah, with that said, I am going to be jumping right into it. First of all, I write, why do people insist on hating VivziePop? Read some stuff myself, and really, she just seems like yet another creator that people want to take down because she dares be human and makes mistakes. Fucking nasty. Okay, so I was promoted this thing because, like, somebody I followed on another account liked a comment or liked a photo of somebody being like, oh, me at people who openly support Has Been Hotel and VivziePop, and it was like the Doge with like a photoshopped hand that was like, I'm gonna fucking rip your throat out or some shit. And they didn't want to explain it, which, hindsight, I'm so fucking happy they didn't, because otherwise I would have probably just been content with the whole thing. But they said, oh, just Google VivziePop controversy and you'll get the gist of it. So I did that. And I read I wouldn't call it a journal, an article, which I will also be linking in the description. And I got a little pissed. So that's what spawned this entire thread and the ranting thing. So, first of all, before I read the next little thing, the person who actually made some allegations against Vivz first said that, or like posted a comment, not a comment, fuck me, I'm not good at this, I'm sorry, posted a screenshot of her Tumblr, like her personal portfolio Tumblr or some shit. And first of all, this is very clearly old art. Like, there are like thicker lines and they're completely black, and the shading is not what I saw back in like 2015, 2016. So, the little, what's it called? The description says, I realized I never visualized Kez, which is the little brown character I guess. And Mirage, the purple character, interacting, and Mirage would absolutely love Kestrel in her sick pedo way, XD. And like that could obviously be an ASC. She and this person says there's a canonically pedophilic character appearing in her comic. I will go over that later. I haven't read it in years, so I don't know if this has been resolved, but but it definitely existed at one point. She also ships pedophilia with her own OCs and admits to it in the tags in the third screenshot, which is this, but you can't see the tags, which, like, really smart move. And so I say, the in her pedo way comment, yeah, bad, because it is kind of bad. It's ooh. But not only could this very well be just a very tasteless / edgy joke, the art style also indicates that this was years ago. It's almost like people change over time. Now, I say this because, like, obviously people do change. I said something, I said shit like 7 years ago that I now look back at and I'm like, oh god, I wish I would just shut the fuck up. And, like, again, very, very old art. Like, I can see it in the shading and the line art alone that it's kind of like, ugh, really, really old. Now I say, okay, this needs a bit of context too. This person also says she has drawn straight up zoophilia and bestiality of her own underage characters several times. These are still easy to find on Pinterest. Here's the links if you don't believe that, lol. I pressed these, like, links, and then, cause I know what the fuck goes on when it comes to Pinterest. Like, you can click the image and it should take you to the original what's it called, the original source. It didn't do that for me. It didn't take me to the original, like, Tumblr or some shit, but it's like, like, there is some art of this. I think he's like 17, and it's a little uncomfortable. Like, it's this character with a bunch of snakes and he's naked. Like, there's no genitals showing, and it's not porn, but it is suggestive content. Somebody in my comment about, like, drawing this minor, I think his name was, like, Addison, in suggestive posts, they write, sorry, but I just feel like I need to shine a little light on this point. When I came across this grievance about Viv, the example the person used was a page from her old comic Zoophobia. It depicted Addison, a 16-year-old, having feelings for a character called Gunther. His name is actually Gustav, but they corrected that, blah blah blah, who is 19. And I said I read Alice was like 17, but I couldn't be getting my info wrong. Regardless, it's not really a huge age gap. Also, students have crushes on teachers. Gunther, which is me being dumb, flirting is kind of unprofessional, though, in the eyes of a teacher-student relationship. And I didn't read this comment that goes after that, like a dumbass. They say that's a reasonable age gap for the characters. Plus, I believe Addie is a junior in high school, haven't read the story in a while, and Gunther just graduated. This whole pedo point against her really doesn't hold any water when you actually do research about the characters. This other comment doesn't really matter, but if you want to check it, you're more than welcome to. And I say, okay, Whips didn't read this at all, but I'm referring to some photos of Addison with a bunch of snakes, and he, I believe, I can't remember for sure, like, his pronouns, was naked with no genitals showing. And this person says, geez, that's it, Christ's sake, people really want to reach just so they can demonize her. And, like, yeah, and even so, it's, again, old art, thank you. But that's a comment there. And then making fan art for transphobic people, because this person was like, oh, she drew fan art for like a transphobe there, or transphobic, ableist, racist, something, whatever. People like YouTubers, and I said, okay, I'm making fan art for transphobic people. She already explained why she did it last year. Here's the link, which she posted on, this person says, November 2nd, 2018, so over a year ago. Now, alone the fact that making content for a transphobic person does not make you transphobic yourself. It's just like, if it's kind of dumb to do if you don't, what's it called? If you don't support transphobia and transphobic people, but again, you could not know. Now, I'm not gonna read the entire thing of this apology explanation thingy, cause like, but it's like, it's a bit long and it doesn't really matter all that much. I'm gonna try to read this. 2 years ago, I was in the worst place in my entire life, and it was very intense political time for our country as well. And I was finding comfort in hearing perspectives from all sides, because I wanted to really see all sides to create my own opinions. I don't believe in living in a bubble, and I feel to make a stronger argument for your own opinions, you must attempt to understand the opposing side so you can properly try to combat it. And I also admired the fact that 2 women were owning their own beliefs and speaking their mind, even if I disagreed at the time. That was just like very admirable to me as a woman. I had only ever seen certain bits of content from them and thought they were pretty, so I doodled them. I say this not to excuse the fact that I did the fan art, but to just give some context as to why I felt compelled to at the time. Also, this is just based on my own recollection, because honestly, 2 years ago, I feel like I was an entirely different person, and I can barely even recall it. This is just my guess based on how I remember feeling. I have done nothing but recover from my traumatic past since moving out here to LA. I've been slowly rebuilding my... Okay, that doesn't really matter, because she's like mentioning her mental health, and yeah, I'm focusing on the transphobia thing. Back then, I didn't follow either of them on Twitter, so I didn't see the insensitive jokes they made. I didn't condone them at the time, and I do not now. I wasn't always the best at my words back then, and I'm not always the best at being blindsided with accusation, especially that year. I was in a bad place, and I was very emotionally lost / angry. I was dealing with a borderline lawsuit. This sexual, maybe someday I will, as well as dealing with intense personal loss regarding relationships. I am a human being. I can make mistakes, and I made a lot of them in the past. I own that 100%. I can totally understand if I have left a sour taste in people's mouths. We are all human, and if you don't know me personally and only see the dumb stuff I do online, I can't control how I come off to people. So, I don't watch or support these YouTubers nowadays because I did not like the opinions or behavior and rhetoric they were catering towards. I do not currently support them at all. So she's already explained that she did not do it because she was transphobic. She just thought, oh, this person looks kind of pretty, so I'm gonna draw them. And like, please. And then this other person who came out with the allegations also said, also, very recent. Remember a few months ago when that popular comic artist got called out for supporting her friend's incest art and it became a big deal? Vivzie posted this in response to that because she knows people talk about her past and she doesn't want to get cancelled for it. LOL. And then they posted a screenshot of her tweet saying, "Am I the only person or am I the only one who despises cancel culture with the passionate fire of 1,000 suns? It sucks because there are real dangerous people out there online, and people waste their time on calling out edgy art or jokes someone did years ago, or film making up shit with zero research. Now, first of all, it doesn't automatically mean it's related. Just because she just so happens to say, "Oh, I don't like cancel culture" around the time where another fucking art drama comes out, does not mean she is saying that because she wants to cover her own ass, okay? Like, who? And I say this shit doesn't even seem to be related. People get cancelled all the time. It's not far-fetched that Vivz would have issues with it, because old problems can be held against you, as she says. And I'm just, I hate this entire thing so much, and it's stupid. Then there is a reference to her, like, quote-unquote, tracing shit, which was like, oh, she's tracing this animation thing shit. And of course, this is like nothing compared to everything above, but she's also stolen designs, traced, etc. She's also commenting about the stolen design allegation in the explanation, which is, again, linked below. I highly recommend you read it yourself, because I'm not gonna read the entire thing. I don't care about the design thing. OP's name is blurred out because of the death threats I mentioned earlier. Oh, I don't remember death threats, honestly, but my brain could be dumb. Unfortunately, I don't have access to the full images now that the thread is deleted, but here's these. Wow. So there's this, like, thing with her, posting references, or her video, Timber. There's a bunch of dance moves that this one character makes. This, like, this pink and yellow character, and a lot of those dance moves are similar to a movie called Cats Don't Dance, I believe. I haven't watched the movie, so I don't know what the fuck it's from. But doesn't automatically mean it's fucking traced. She could just be referencing it and attributing to a movie. And there's also this other thing, which is like, these pictures were provided by a person on the wiki with the username Grace. This person originally brought it to the wiki's attention. And it's one of her characters, dancing, and it's like the same dance moves as a gif of another character. I'll show them on screen if I remember. But you know what's really funny? That this person doesn't leave out that they say, if you even look at the full gif, the horn, ear, and breasts seem to not match up. They look like they're lazily something. It gets blocked by the Tumblr app. But guess who actually fucking tried to see if they were traced? C'est moi. And I'll try my best to put it in the thread and up on screen if I remember, but they don't seem traced from what I can see. Like, it's referenced definitely, but like the waist is too thin, the arms don't match up entirely, like it kind of depends on where you wiggle them around and shit. No, the arms don't match up entirely, and the legs are thinner, and like the chest isn't even matching up, and especially not the face, because like she draws faces like really huge, and this is like an anime post. So there's that for one. And to that I also say, just tracing animations, referencing is a thing. Sorry, but if I'm animating, it's much easier to reference an animation than still images, because the animation gives me an idea of how it's supposed to flow. also, she could be contributing to the movie, the one I mentioned, but and I've actually done this. Like, I wanted to do like an animated TikTok video, because then I could do some extra and make it a monster and not have to cosplay. And I recorded the TikTok video, and I am referencing that TikTok video as I am animating it, because it's much better for my brain. So, like, she could be doing that as well. And also, if she wants to make a similar, like, post or video, like, it's depending on whether or not she, like, says, oh, this is reference from this thing. It's, like, not all that scummy, I like to say. And then lastly, I make note that I am not a fan of her, and I'm not a white knight. Like, I follow her Suphobia comic Tumblr, but it hasn't posted in literal years. And I honestly do not give 10 shits about Hazbin Hotel. Like, I watched the trailer and I was like, I don't get why people are hyping it up so much, because, like, I don't give a damn about this video, stuff like that. And now I'm only gonna watch it because I want to support both Vivs and literally every other animator on that worked on this, like, 30-minute long video. Like, goddamn. So that's primarily what I have to say. I also made some comments. Like, one person says, oh, has anybody, like, told Ponder yet? Ponder Sprocket on YouTube, Empty Brook, who I fucking love her. And I'm like, yeah. And she just linked to this other thread, and was like, yeah, this is my opinion on it. Now, let me take a break. And this is from RoboFriend, the person I said I was going to, also link. They say, one, she's not a transphobe / racist. She made fan art of Blair White because she thought she was pretty and wasn't entirely aware of her content. Her response that people love to dredge up was actually addressed by her as wrong and the result of being poor at responding to accusations. Which, like, she posted something about, okay, Blair White posted a picture where she's having a charcoal mask on. And she says something about opinions. You can check it on the original thread, but I really don't care about that specific one. 2, she is not a pedophile / zoophile. The art that everyone likes to send around was from 7 years ago and was not made to seriously titillate. It was drawn as an edgy joke that, again, Viv has acknowledged was a mistake. There are no recent artworks that prove otherwise. So, like, going from this person alone, I was right in saying, yeah, this could very well be a joke. And also, again, like, old art, like, who the fuck cares if it's from 7... Again, I said shit 7 years ago that I never would say today. People grow. And I know she's, like, 27 or some shit now, but you are not a fully developed adult at age 20. Like, you're... I don't even think you're fully developed ever. Like, you continue to grow and shit. But I'm just so annoyed with this entire thing. So I posted the entire thread, and I was like, yeah, I don't think people are gonna be, like, commenting. And I also said I would like to make note, this is admittedly some pretty light research, so I can definitely be making mistakes in my judgment. I just don't think people should be bashed for for fuck me for shit they did in the past and matured past, or shit they just didn't do at all. Like, I wanna smack everyone saying that shit. And like, if I'm wrong on anything, please do correct me. And cause like, again, light research. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, please genuinely correct me if you think I'm wrong on something. I will listen. And then I post, like, it's like 2 a.m. and I should be asleep. In parentheses, we stand taking naps at stupid hours and fucking yourself over. But anyways, I wake up and see my thread has actually gained traction, which makes me happy. People need to chill with canceling others for loose as shit evidence. And like, I mean, a lot of people, like, primarily liked my, like, aftermath, where I'm like, this is after the entire thread, and I'm like, lol, sorry about the little rant, but don't support HH Has-Been Hotel, or VivziePop post was promoted to me. I looked into it and honestly seemed kinda sketchy. No one will see this, but I wanted to defend her case anyway. Thank God at Empty Brook rubbed off on me, LMFAO. So, And then this person says, I actually think they should cover this whole shit show. Has anyone told Ponder yet? And then I say, yeah, she's not gonna cover it, and instead link to another thread, which is understandable, honestly. Girl needs a break. Because she said she needs a break on her DeviantArt. You can check that if you want, or whatever. I may not like HH, but I'll never pull this crap. I think it's more like this whole mentality with wanting to tear popular people down for clout, which is really shitty in my opinion. Hopefully, I'm not a fan of her stuff, but most of the accusations were a little stupid. I don't really have anything to say about that, but like, yeah, I agree. And then this other person says, honestly, I wish someone would clear all this crap up. I saw this many years ago, and it's dumb that it's coming back. Saw something about her being bad, trademarked, last year, I think, and now I'm very happy I didn't take it to heart. Like, let big creators be people, please, and thanks. Holding them to such high standards that a simple mistake is cancel-worthy is stupid. Like, that's... it's just my opinion. It's my spicy little opinion. Like, and I think that's about it. Again, highly recommend checking the thread that says, oh, she's not a zoophile or pedophile or some shit. And if you want to check my thread, you're also welcome to do that. I also highly recommend reading the entire explanation, apology, whatever thing. Because she goes in depth, and I haven't read the entire thing. I just read enough to realize, yeah, she's not a piece of shit, as people would like her to believe. And then you can also go ahead and read the original accusations thread, which, again, I think is really fucking stupid. But I want to include it, because she's, like, it's the primary reason as to why I started my little mini rant in the first place, and I'm still a little irritated about it, because somebody on Instagram, Parallel, she was like very anxious to post Has-Been Hotel fan art because she was scared of the controversy, and I just got, like, immediately my blood pressure shot through the roof, and I'm like, I swear to fucking God, if people start bitching about this controversy in her comments, I will fight someone. Because, again, I just talked about how the entire drama is stupid, and I don't like it. I think that's all. I'm sorry, I'm still pissed. I promise I will try to make a thing that's, like, less salt-induced and more just, like, sweet and spicy and cute and whatever the fuck at some point. But that is all. I hope y'all will take care, and please don't try to cancel other people for saying some shit like 3 years ago. Like, unless they haven't changed at all, then don't try to cancel them. Like, please. Okay, thank you.